Although yesterday's Final Fantasy 30th Anniversary opening ceremony had quite a few announcements relating to merchandising and release dates for already announced games, Square Enix were rather shy when it came to the announcement of new games, aside from the new Itadaki Street. There are new games on the way though, according to Shinji Hashimoto, who is the overarching brand manager on the Final Fantasy franchise. When speaking to Famitsu, it was noted that during the event there was a large focus on already announced projects, but they were keen to understand if there are plans to debut new titles in the future. In response, Hashimoto said, "Of course there are new titles in production. This event was a ceremony to raise the curtain on the 30th anniversary. In other words, an opening ceremony. We are preparing various projects from here on. We're preparing some announcements, and not just limited to home games." To me, this is rather exciting for numerous reasons. Although Hashimoto didn't give any specific timeframes, he was happy enough to state that they will be forthcoming with the announcement of new games. It's just that they didn't feel like the opening ceremony event was the right time for them to do so. As we've spoken about before, Dissidia Final Fantasy has the potential to be a huge title for them, and it therefore points to an announcement on a much grander scale. Although they decided to skip hosting a press conference at last year's E3, during 2015 they held a press conference to detail a whole host of titles across all of their studios. As a refresher, they showcased the first trailer for Final Fantasy VII Remake and World of Final Fantasy, announced Nier Automata, and I Am Setsuna, while also announcing the localization of Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness and Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key, and that's without even getting onto the Western properties. It might point to them hosting another press conference at E3 2017 to run through all of the properties that are in development. With the news that Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal are working on properties under the Marvel banner, this also makes a great deal of sense. The reveal of Dissidia Final Fantasy, a gameplay demo of Final Fantasy VII Remake, and the proper announcement of 2 new Marvel titles? I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like a pretty good show to me. The likelihood is, though, that a few of the titles in production are, of course, mobile games. Matsuda stated in the last big financial update that they would be putting a focus on standalone mobile titles, and to date, pretty much every Final Fantasy title to adhere to this has been a re-release of an existing game, such as Final Fantasy VII and more recently Final Fantasy IX. The majority of Final Fantasy mobile titles have thus far adopted a free-to-play model, and after some initial teething problems have actually become very successful. Following the tie-in with Ariana Grande, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius has now surpassed 20 million players, and Mobius has surpassed 10 million players. I'm also curious to see what other entertainment properties they could be looking to produce. We know that they're working on a new manga, but could we see an expansion to Brotherhood? They hinted that they might if there was a positive response, and from what I can see, Brotherhood was a very successful venture for Square Enix. Either way, I'm remaining confident that Square Enix has at least one big reveal up its sleeve this year. Dissidia does seem like the most logical, but in reality it could be anything. Square Enix has done a lot to repair the brand in the past year or so under the guidance of Matsuda, and it means that they're kind of spoilt for choice right now. Given that some of you guys voiced your disappointment over the announcements from opening ceremony, does this make you feel a bit more confident about Square Enix's plans for the 30th anniversary? Let us know in the comments below, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe. Also, be sure to head over to our Patreon at patreon.com/FFUnit to find out how you can support our channel and even get your name at the end of the video, like these awesome folks. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Lauren signing out. See you next time.